Sri Adi Shankaracharya Virajita Shatpadi stotram Avinayam apanaya Vishnu Damaya manashamaya Vishaya mruga trishna Bhutadayam vistaraya Taraya samsara sagarataha Divya dhuni makarande Parimala paribhoga Satchidanande Shri Patipadarvinde Bhavabhaya Khedachide Vande Satyapi Bheda Bhagame Nata Tavaham Namamakīnastvam Samudro Hitarangah Kvachana Samudro Natarangah Uddhuta Naga Vidanuja Danuja Kula Mitra Mitra Shashi Drishte Bhavati Prabhavati Na Bhavati Kim Bhavati Raskara Matsyadi Viravatar Avatarvatavata Sada Vasudham Parameshwar Paripalyo Bhavata Papitoham Damodar Gunamandira Sundara Vadanar Vinda Govinda Bhava Jaladi Mathana Mangaja Paramam Dharmapanayat Vambe Narayana Karunamaya Sharanam Karavani Tavako Charanam Iti Shatpadi Madiye Vadana Saroje Sada Vasatu Iti Shatpadi Madiye Vadana Saroje Sada Vasatu Sada Vasatu Iti Shatpadi stotram sampurnam Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Om Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Lokashankaram Om Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Pundalam Sapita Vasram Sarasiru Ekshanam Saharvaksha Stalasho Vikaustavam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturbhujam Harihi Om. Bhagwan Sri Adi Shankaracharya ji is very well known as the foremost exponent of the Advaita Vedanta. His exceptionally beautiful commentaries on the Upanishads, Brahma Sutras and Bhagavad Gita are well known. Various Prakarana Granthas which he has written, they are also known to the serious seekers of Vedantic knowledge. This is one aspect of his multi-talented personalities. But we also must know his heart, which was soaked in some pure divine love for the Lord. His karma yoga is very well known. But the bhakti aspect is something most touching, melting our heart. And sometimes we wonder, such a great exponent of Advaita Vedanta can have such kind of devotion for the Lord and the ability to express it in literary beauty. Simple stotras are his, many bhakti stotras. One of them we are going to enjoy and revel in it, which is just famously known as only Shatpadi. Sometimes it is called Shri Vishnu Shatpadi. Sometimes some people give title as Prarthana Shatpadi, but other it is known only as Shatpadi. The Shatpadi, the meaning is a prayer of Shat means six. Six stanzas are there. And the seventh one is there, in which he concludes the whole thing. So a composition of six padas you call, stanzas you call, that's called Shatpadi. But the way he has composed the whole thing is a very literary style, metaphorical style. We know that when a lotus opens up, it doesn't have to send invitations. Its very fragrance is so captivating. And the bees, they come on their own. They're called bees, they're called Brahmara. Brahmara, it is said that Brahmara has got 6 legs, Shatpada. Shatpadi means the female Brahmara. Brahmari. So it is very beautiful, if I to call alankar it is. Shlesha, 2 meanings are there. Shatpadi means a composition of 6 stanzas. And also here it is said a Brahmar is there, captivated by the lotus, hovering around that and enjoying the nectar of that. So what is this Shatpadi? That's what we are going to study. As I said, this is a prayer soaked in pure devotion. Now, the moment we hear the word prayer, there are 3 entities. Prayer means someone is there who is praying. I don't know whether in English we can use the word prayerer. If they say, worshipper and all that we use the word. Or audience a beggar. Not begging. But a prayer means a person is there, someone who is praying. Naturally, he is praying to someone and for something. So three entities are there. So we can say there is a devotee who is saying the prayer. There is an altar of devotion, we call God. And now it depends upon the devotee as to what the devotee is asking for. See, in a world, we can find, ordinary also there is a beggar begging for food. And he has to beg food from whom? The one who can give, who has, and also has the heart to give. Right? The other is someone who is in need of wealth. So he will go to a rich person who also has that compassion and generosity. And then he goes and he prays. How? Adarena yatha stauti dhanavantam dhanechaya. And this person who is in need of wealth goes to a rich man, wealthy person, and prays to him. Sings his glories, admires and all that. And then he wants something. So from this one thing is clear, the one who is asking is lacking something and himself or herself is not capable of getting it, and therefore has to approach someone. This we commonly see. Even in the world of business, also someone has got ideas but has no money. Then there are venture capitalists. They have to go and request that they accept the idea, the project, and give that wealth necessary, isn't it? So one is here who is asking to someone who is capable of giving and asking something which himself is lacking in and cannot, with his own effort, get it. These points are clear. Now, in this world also we find generally people go to other people only. Then some have got some devotion for God and they go to the temples, or in their own house also they have got altar of worship and they pray to that God, Bhagwan. Prayer can be for dukkha nivrutti, that I am in distress. Please release me from this distress. Or it can be for some material gain or whatever is that thing that person wants. Someone may be desirous of knowledge. Say, Bhagwan, I want to get this knowledge. Someone may say, I want to liberate myself from all the samsara bandhanam. So either the one man is asking another man or a man asking God. What is he asking? Relief from distress or wealth or knowledge or liberation. Now it is said, if that devotee prays to God with the respect that ordinary people have got for rich man and prays and wants some wealth, he says, Adarena yatha stauti Dhanavantam dhanechaya tatha ched vishwakartaram konamuccheta bandhanat. If the same kind of respect, reverence, if you worship the Lord, instead of asking other person, oh Lord, please release me from this bondage. I don't want now all other things, Enough of asking for relief from distress and sorrow and all those things. I want release. This is one aspect. But now this Shatpadi is very strange. Here is a seeker devotee walking the path. We know all those seekers, sadhakas who are serious, they know all these things. That they should pray to God, what they should ask, and they should do their own sadhana. All these things are known. But when we walk that path, we find so many kind of obstacles that are either physical, outer. And the more you become sensitive to your own mind, when the mind becomes more and more pure, then you become more and more aware of still your own limitations, and the tricks that mind plays. A seeker makes many resolves, puts forth effort also. But the mind, you mind it, very unyielding, stubborn. So then the person says, where will I go? It is not that I don't know it. It's not that I am not putting forth efforts, but still there's difficulty. So I have to pray. Pray only to the one who is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, most compassionate, generous, sympathetic, who can understand my problem. That in spite of my own efforts and all that, but I am not able to overcome these things. Therefore, oh Lord, now please help me. Such is a seeker who is praying. Praying to whom? Only who can pray. Only Sarvadya Sarva Shaktiman Karunamaya Bhagavan only. And that Bhagavan here is addressed as Vishnu. Hey Vishnu. When we hear the word Vishnu, it has two aspects. One is called nirguna, nirakar, satchit, ananda swarup, Brahma. And other is the saguna sakaru. I shloka just now I read, Sashanka chakram, Sakirita kundalam. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padmadhari, and Bhagavan Vishnu, with whom we can have devotional relation and pour our heart to him without any reservation and hesitation. Because that Bhagavan will not go on telling everybody, see this devotee is like this, like that. He listens. Listens. And listens attentively. we must speak with our sincerity of heart. So what is this prayer? That's what we are going to see. With this much introduction, I start. Avinayam apanaya Vishnu Damaya manah shamaya vishaya mruga trishna Bhutadaya vistaraya Taraya samsara sagarataha Avinayam apanaya Vishnu Damaya manah shamaya vishaya mruga trishna Bhutadaya vistaraya Taraya samsara sagarataha Taraya samsara sagarataha Avinayam apanayam Vishnu, O Lord Vishnu. This Vishnu Bhagavan, one meaning of Vishnu is all pervading. Vyapanishila. Bhagavan is not only located at some place. Vyapi is. Nirguna Swarupena, of course, everywhere there. But when you worship him in some form also, wherever you may be, Bhagavan doesn't take any time to come there and doesn't say, oh, I am there somewhere else now, how will I come? He can come anytime, anywhere, for any person. Therefore, oh, great omnipresent Lord Vishnu. Here is my prayer. The first, Avinayam apanaya. Please, apanaya means remove this. Naya, to take, apanaya means to take away. Please take this away. What? Avinaya, my heart, in my heart, there is too much of this avinaya. Vinaya means humility, simple meaning. And avinaya means opposite of this humility, ahankar, arrogance, impertinence, rudeness, no consideration for anybody's feelings. And some people say, no, I'm an outspoken person. What outspoken? You hurt everybody's feelings and all that. And there is no humility. Even if the elderly people are there, learned people are there, or in front of God also and all that, there is no such humility of mine. I got my own ego and overestimation of myself. So there is no one like me. This is all avinaya only. Bhartruhari has written in one shloka in which he said, Yada kinchidnyoham, when I knew very little, tada sarvadnyosmiti gajaiva madanda samabhavam. I became like an intoxicated elephant and thinking I am omniscient, I know everything. We find even children and the young youth and all that also, they think that they know more than their parents only. I had read one quotation long back, and I have said that many times also, that by the time a person realizes that maybe his father was right, he already has a son who thinks he is wrong. A father asks his son, sit down, let us think about life. And the son says, okay, what do you want to know? Avinay. See, it is said, true education is that which gives you humility. Vidya dadati vinayam. If some person is educated and has become so arrogant, that means he has not gained true knowledge. There is a famous saying, Vidya vinayena shobhate. The knowledge gains beauty because of humility. That is its ornament. And the more the humility, the more correct knowledge, right knowledge you will get it. We can go on and on. This overestimation of oneself, this arrogance, thinking that only I am the only one who can do this, I am the only one who knows this. All of these people are, what is the use of telling them, and they can't do anything. Avinay in front of the elders, in front of learned people, in front of all that. So Bhartrihari has said that in the same shloka, that when I really came in contact with noble people, then all my intoxication disappeared and I really, murkhosmi, what a fool I have been. See, actually in this life is that the more you learn, come to know, you come to discover how less you know really. Because you did not know this also. Can you become proud and arrogant about your ignorance? But this avinay in so many forms, stubbornness, rudeness, unyielding nature and all that. Even when you come to know sometimes we are wrong, still we won't admit that also. This also is avinay only. It has got many forms. This much is enough. Bhagavan, I am doing, but now I have become aware. Because the first thing is sadhaka's life must become aware of all these things are there. You call impurities, deficiencies, negativities and all that which are obstructing. Avinayam apanaya Vishnu. Damaya manaha. First we see it as Damaya manaha. And everywhere one word you must understand, Krupaya. Please. This mind, what mind? It's so chanchal, fickle and restless and all that is so powerful. The more I want to control it and restrain it, it shows its own power. The reason is simple. It's something like, if a child in the house, whatever that child asks, and the parents go on giving. So then if you say one day, no, then you see his power. No. Then see. All the time we are only satisfying all urges of our mind. And then when we want it to employ itself in some kind of revolts, rebel. Bhagavan, please subdue my mind. We do so many things. Sometimes we punish. And punish whom? We punish our body only. huh? To control the mind. The mind is not worried about these things. Shamaya Vishaya Mriga Trishnam. And please quieten. Shamaya means quieten. This Trishna, this thirst, craving, craze, which is there in my mind for seeking pleasure from the world of objects, sound, color, taste, touch, form. And I know, it is not, I cannot say I don't know, that this thirst to quench with these objects is not possible. It is like a mriga trishna. A deer, it is said, see some water in some desert place or somewhere and think that there is water, and why you say mriga, human beings also, they think that the water is there. They go on, and there is nothing there. And so many times we have experienced this thing, but still the mind again goes there. Mind has peculiar kind of thinking, maybe this time I will get it. This is just false hope. Please quieten this Vishaya Mriga Trishnam. And the positive thing which I want to have, what is called compassion for all beings. Bhuta Daya. Every time we are told, all should be happy, healthy, you must have compassion for everyone. But my heart doesn't feel any compassion also. Bhuta Daya Vistaraya. Please see that this compassion in my heart does not remain restricted to just one place, but it expands to all beings. Taraya samsara sagarataha. And please take me across this ocean of samsara. Now here the beauty you see. Bhuta Daya Vistaraya. Taraya word is there. The next word begins Taraya samsara sagarataha. So this Bhagavan's, this whole composition, if we look at it from even Sanskrit language, literature standpoint, okay, I have told you very simple one meaning, but you have to think a lot. We'll think tomorrow. Huh? Okay? Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Keshava Hari, Keshava Hari, Keshava Hari, Keshava. Keshava Hari, Keshava Hari, Keshava Hari, Keshava. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Shri Lakshmi Narayana Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.